Bonjour, hello, welcome to another video, Max Mountain World. This is a bit of a disaster. Well, it's a disaster averted. Let me explain. 9 days ago I got a puncture, or I went down to the car in the garage and I found one of the tyres was almost flat. And it's not so easy when you're 18 kilometers away from civilization to get things like that sorted out. But I was lucky. I managed to, these tyres that I have on the car are run flat tyres. So I managed to get it 100 meters up the road, 100 meters up this track to the workshops of the station here, and the guys pumped up the tyre for me, which was enough to get me down the road, down to ATAP Auto, my favourite tyre and brake and wheel place. And I got it sorted. I was lucky. They were able to take me in, sort it out there and then straight away. Fantastic place it is too. So we sorted it out. What caused it was that we pulled out of the tyre. The white bit is where it was rubbing on the road. It was actually in the tyre like so. And I've never come across that in my 47 years of driving legally on roads. But yeah. Life's full of surprises, isn't it? So anyway, what I've done today is I've come down to the car and hey presto, has done it again. So I'm not really wanting to risk going up the road there to the workshops and ask a favour again. You know, you can only ask so many favours of people. And another friend of mine said, oh, you can borrow my pump thing, but you know, that's it. And I instantly came up with the idea, I can fit one of the original wheels on here to get me back down, which kind of goes into a whole new question of practicality. Now, if you're driving about in cities, towns or whatever and stuff, you get a puncture, you can sort it usually, but one of the more annoying things, and those of you who are experienced motorists will know where I'm coming from in this, the first thing you come across is the standard jack that comes with the car. It's one of these things that starts off flat and opens up. Of course, the first bit is the difficult bit, if it fits under your car when the tyre's flat. And the second bit is it takes ages, you're winding, and if the car moves, it collapses and stuff like that. You get beyond that, and the spanner thing that comes with the car is usually a sort of semi-L-shaped thing, which has got no leverage or anything like that. And can you get these nuts off? No. A friend of mine got stuck a few months ago up a mountain road, and it cost him an absolute fortune to get around that problem. It was a puncture again. I've anticipated this. I'll explain that as I go here as well. I have a way around it, and I'm going to be using that just now on the video. So as you see, this bad boy, it's not totally flat, but it's almost flat, and I don't want to risk driving 18 kilometers down the road on twisty roads and stuff and risk, even though they're run flat, risk damaging the rims, these beautiful rims. So as I say, I've got this original wheel here which came with the car. I changed them over because one of the wheels got porous and it started a slow puncture steadily. So I went to Jaguar, and it was going to cost me more for another wheel than it was to get a nice set. So I got a nice set, and I'm going to fit that just now, but the problem is getting around this thing with the jack and this stupid tyre lever thing, or this, well, it's kind of like a tyre lever thing, but they're horrible. You'll know what I'm talking about if you're an experienced motorist, like I say. So I'm going to empty out the stuff at the back of the car. I'd have to do that anyway to get to everything that's under the floor of the boot, and I'll then show you a pretty neat thing to get around that stuff with the jack and that stupid little spanner thing. If you've watched my radio videos, you'll know about this stuff. It comes out dead easy, it goes back in dead easy, and as I say, I would have to do that anyway to get under the floor to whatever equipment I need to change the wheel. So I'll quickly do that now and then show you this top tip trick that I have for getting a wheel changed at the side of the road or in my garage here or whatever. So here we go. one really neat thing that Jaguar does is they give you this hook, so when you do lift it up, you can just hook it and leave it up. Perfect, huh? So I have this mat that I can kneel on that kind of stops you getting dirty if you got good clothes on or whatever. I replaced the L spanner thing. I have the Spider spanner, and also I have a bar for more leverage. Good call. So this basically keeps everything from rattling about. I've replaced the jack, the standard jack, and I bought one of these. Trolley jack, little trolley jack, works a treat. Okay, so it's heavy, so it probably contributes to the excess tire wear of these Jaguars, but it does the job. So everything ready to go. First things first is crack the nuts before the wheel comes up, otherwise the wheel turns and does all sorts, the car can move and everything. So I've got the key for the security. It's not that one, it's that one. So again, with the lever, this is a substantially easier thing usually. Famous last words. There. Easy. I'll just crack the other four as well. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so ready to get jacking. And again, handy having the mat that covers everything. That covers just to stop everything from rattling about in the car. So I'm going to find the jacking point under here. Even though the tire's flat, it's where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? I've got it. Wow, there. Right. Whoops, that was my fault for being stupid. Of course, the jack's on wheels as well, so it can shift if the car moves or adjusts itself when I'm lifting it. And there we go. Never remember which one it is. Should have a bit of tape or something on it to identify it, but you can see already this is much easier than the standard equipment that comes with any car. Hope there's enough light to be able to see what's going on here. Don't think it's lined up right. One thing I forgot is I've got to get the original nuts for this. Yeah, I was beginning to feel a bit strange, and I just remembered they're not the same nuts for the original wheels. Bollocks. Now, the same applies to the security nut, but just for the sake of running it down to the garage, I can just use 4 of them. That feels a lot better, yeah. With 4 nuts on it. And we'll see how we get on. Is that the right one? Sort of. Feels better. Which one was it? No. Oh! Right. Little top tip when you do this, never push down, because if it slips, you're punching the ground. Always a pull up. There we go. Okay, so yeah, it's apart from the little hitch with the wheel nuts, where I just remembered in time I've got to change the wheel nuts over for that wheel as well. Good to practice things like that in the garage. Each winter, even though I've done 18 of them now in the Alps, each winter I practice fitting snow chains. Now I can't fit snow chains to the Jaguar. Not allowed. It doesn't really need it. It's 4-wheel drive. But with the Saxo, I practice it before every winter in the garage, and that way I have everything in the car I need, and also I can do it quickly and efficiently rather than at the side of the road when you need it, when it's snowing and all the rest of it. I've come across people, the Dutch are good for this, and I'm not racist or whatever, discriminatory or whatever, but I've seen guys at the side of the road couldn't make it up the mountain, and they've got the disc that came with the chains to tell them how to fit it, and they've gone into the car and they're running this disc that's telling them how to do it. By the time they've gone back over, the snow's covered everything that they've laid out. It's a disaster. But as I say, I practice every winter, before the winter, fit them to the Saxo, job's done. So yeah, it's nice to get that, and just remembering the 4 nuts for that. I don't need the 5th one just to go 18 kilometers down to get them fitted up again and get the tyre repaired. So put a couple of more things into the back of this, but that's basically it. As I say, the more experienced of you with cars and driving and things will appreciate that's how easy I've made it. It's not that expensive to get one of these little trolley jacks if you've got space in your car for it. It's not that expensive to buy one of the spider spanners as well, and a bit of pipe just to give it a bit extra leverage. There's more control as well, and that's it. Okay, so off to the garage, and I'll probably do a little video down there as well. Okay, thanks for watching. When I was down the garage 9 days ago, I was surprised at just how worn these tyres were. That's the plug that they fitted to the puncture to replace the stone, and this seems to be something that is come in and come out, and I can hear air coming out of there still. So it's not totally flat, but I'm not going to risk going down the mountain with that, as I say. So Jaguar X-Types are known for uneven and excessive wear on tyres, so it's still got maybe a bit on it, but that's really nothing. So I'm glad that I, at the time 9 days ago, ordered it up. 4 more new tyres, the same ones, because the run flat you can save your bacon as well. And that's happening tomorrow. So as long as I can get the car down, if it happens again, I've got more wheels to play around with. This is the situation here. This polystyrene thingy here, it replaces a spare wheel, so I don't have a spare wheel. What I've done is I've ordered up the 4 tyres, I've ordered up one of these pneumatic pump things that you can plug into your cigarette lighter and pump the tyre up. I've also ordered up a can of that tyre repair juice that gets you out of spot. So this is the way it fits in. It's all very neat. I'll then put that cover on it and then put the mat on it back in, and this all closes down nice and neatly. I do remember that when I first bought the car and I brought it back, the original jack and everything was just rattling about and there's something silly. So, where's the mat? And there we have the mat back in place. Undo the hook. Perfect. Almost. Can put the hook away as well. So we'll bang all the gear back in. I have a box with jump leads, spare cloths, gloves if it happens in winter, water, and window cleaner, which happens a lot to get the flies off. Luckily this is equipped with hooks all over the place, and that goes in there. I have a cover over it. I'll explain that in a minute. Pull that back. First in is all the mast stuff and aerial stuff. That bag can go back in there. Then the drive-on base for the mast, which happens to fit in mega neatly, usually, and just drops in and keeps my inverter and 240 volt power supply in place. Put that over there and the towel over the top of that, so when I pull the cover on it's not directly on a sharp edge or anything. I'll keep the box of nuts out the way, and I don't actually need that second cover, so that can go elsewhere. Put all the stuff back in. Those of you in the radio world will be amused by this next manoeuvre. The base for DV27 on a biscuit tin, which also doubles up to keep this all in place. And that's all my radio gear sorted out, bar my DV27 slots in the side there, and the cross beam for the Moxon aerial, which slots in there. And there we go. I've still got room for my shopping. Okay, thanks again for watching. Yeah, so that extra cover is actually useful for transporting this dirty wheel from the dirty garage down, and I've put the box of nuts there for them as well. So it did have a use after all. And that's the car back to, well, you could call it normal, maybe.